Hey guys, I just wanted to start off by letting you know that tomorrow is my birthday. So if you want to wish me a happy birthday or buy me a board game or any of those things, that'd be okay.
Or make fun of how old you are.
Nope, not a good idea. Wait, I just realized that today's board game review is probably a joke on my age, isn't it?
So let's look at Histrio today in our Terrible 2.
Histrio is a 2 to 5 player game from designers Bruno Cathala and Christian Martinez. It's published by Bombix and Asmodee.
In Histrio, players compete to try to entertain the king at his annual theatrical festival. They do this by trying to present him with the most talented performers that meet his current mood.
At the beginning of the game, a coin is flipped in order to determine if the king is in favor of some hilarious comedy or some serious drama. Throughout the game, players can then influence his mood using their cards and attempt to persuade him that their show is the best at the end of the season.
Every round, players get to send caravels to the different cities in order to try to recruit talent. But if two players send their caravels to the same city, they don't get to recruit an actor, and instead they get a secret request card. This secret mission card will allow them to earn additional points if they're able to complete it by the end of the season.
If players are the only one to go to the city, they do recruit those cards, and they get added to their troupe. In some cases later in the game, multiple actors will be stacked up on one place, and you'll get all those, and that's a really great time for you to dedicate some of your actors to actually influencing the king's mood, and then saving the rest so that at the end of the round, the difference between your comedians and your tragedians will be tallied, and if the king is in favor of yours, you will earn bank.
There are several different characters that players can recruit. Some grant you reusable bonuses, some allow you to recollect your caravels, some allow you to give coins, and some allow you to place managers on stage.
Whenever that happens, you add one of your cool little pigeon managers to the stage, and you collect coins based on the number of other pigeons that are on the platform. The interesting thing in the game is that anytime that the king's mood switches from drama to comedy, that stage gets swiped and all the pigeons get sent flying.
There are two different seasons of the game in which you can try to recruit and then perform, but after those seasons are done, whoever has the most money wins.
All right, so tell us what you think about the mechanic.
So I love how much balancing this game requires. Every round, you're playing chicken with the other players as you decide where to send your caravels. Do you send your caravels to that city which has the best actor, knowing everybody else is going to want to send their caravels there too? Or do you send it to where the least attractive actor is, knowing you can probably get him every time? Do you focus all in one direction towards tragedy or comedy? Or do you kind of ride the fence and try to get a little bit of both? If you do focus all in one direction, do you use your cards to try to influence the king's mood and ensure that he likes your troupe? Or do you keep your cards trying to score big but risk the king changing his mood entirely? These are lots of great decisions which all fit the theme perfectly.
Yes, I totally agree with that. I think the game does a really, really fantastic job of melding the mechanic with the theme. You're sending your caravels out to recruit, and so you're moving stuff on the board. You've got these really cool looking minis. You're gathering those cards, and they're hilarious. You've got the funny bunnies, and then you've got these chameleons that can, they can go either way, tragedy or comedy. And then the stage pigeons are hilarious. The king's mood changes, which you track on that little dial, which is excellent. You fling the birds off the stage and you start off for that next round. Everything just fits together really well thematically and is super attractive component-wise. Replayability.
This is the only aspect of the game that I'm not super sure on. You do have the different actors going to the different cities that you can only go to once, so it limits you a little bit. And then the different players that are playing are going to have different strategies, so that's going to shake things up a bit. But I think the major wow factor, the big appeal to this game, is in the mechanics and the theme, and we'll have to see how the replayability ends up being as we go along. Enjoyability.
Yeah, it's not a super heavy strategy game, which is kind of nice. You don't have to suffer from too much AP. I think the game is enjoyable for sure. Shooting those birds off, and then the king's mood is just so fickle that there's a lot going on with that and pushing back and forth. I don't think there's anything in the rules about like negotiating. I could totally see this being the type of game where you're like, I'll give you a coin for if you change the king's mood to happy or whatever. So I think that could even be another layer to the game.
Yeah, what else are you going to use all those coins for?
Right, winning the game. So I think it looks good. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to pulling this out at our next game night. And since it's so easy to teach, I think that'll be great. Tantrum Mouse gives Histrio 2 thumbs up.
Do I keep my high cards instead of influencing the king? And I messed that up.
Is it keep the high cards or use the high cards first? It's use the high cards first. I did it.
And then that thing about replayability.
This is the only aspect of the game. I said that kind of weird.
Replayability.
This is the only part. Try it again.
Replayability.
Yeah. No, I don't even know. Okay, try it again.
All right, replayability.
Sorry, can you try it again? These are lots of great decisions, and they all fit the. Messed it up right at the end.
What a word.
Oh, wow. Wow, I was so
Good job,
close.
'cause I